We often draw a line between the private and public spheres of life. We accept that the state has authority over the public domain, regulating trade, law enforcement, infrastructure, but we recoil when it intrudes into what we consider deeply personal matters. Many argue that what an individual consumes should be entirely their own business, free from government interference. But is this truly the case? The idea that the state should have no say in our diet is, in many ways, a luxury of developed societies. The very existence of food choices implies abundance, an abundance made possible through complex state-managed systems ensuring food and water security. We forget that states originally formed to organize resources, protect communities, and ensure that people had reliable access to food and water. Given this historical foundation, can we really claim that what we eat and drink is irrelevant to the state's concerns? From a legal standpoint, we acknowledge that the state has the authority to regulate public spaces. We follow laws governing business operations, sanitation, and food safety standards. But when it comes to personal choices, what we put into our own bodies, the expectation shifts. We believe that our private sphere should remain untouched, that if we choose to eat healthily or indulge in junk food, that choice belongs to us alone. And indeed, personal agency matters. The ability to make dietary decisions is fundamental to individual freedom, and it seems excessive for a government to dictate our meals. But this view ignores a larger reality. At a macro level, the state is responsible for ensuring food security for all citizens. This means securing stable supplies, maintaining reserves, ensuring nutritional standards, and distributing resources efficiently. Fresh water must be collected, treated, and distributed. Public health policies must safeguard citizens from malnutrition and disease. Economic systems must be structured so people can afford the food they need. Even before an individual enters a store or restaurant, the state has already played a critical role in determining what is available for consumption. Even in developed nations where food variety is vast, many available options pose health risks. Processed foods are high in artificial additives and preservatives. Preserved meats are loaded with sodium, and staple carbohydrates like rice and wheat can contribute to metabolic diseases. Alcohol, while socially accepted, is both addictive and harmful when consumed excessively. Beyond harming individual health, alcohol abuse leads to significant social consequences, including violence, accidents, and economic burdens on healthcare systems. Chronic diseases linked to diet place immense strain on public health resources, diseases that, in many cases, are preventable through better dietary habits. It would be deeply ironic for a state to prevent famine and malnutrition, only to allow widespread disease and early mortality due to unregulated consumption. But here lies the dilemma. How far should the state go in influencing individual choices? Direct over-regulation, such as strict rationing or banning unhealthy foods, would be an overstep, stripping individuals of autonomy and turning them into mere subjects of state control. Instead, many governments use softer methods to influence choices. Taxes on alcohol and sugary drinks discourage excessive consumption without outright banning them. Public education campaigns inform people of health risks, enabling them to make more informed decisions. A prime example is Singapore's Health Promotion Board, which labels food products according to nutritional standards and actively promotes healthier lifestyle choices. The Healthy 365 app incentivizes physical activity and healthy eating habits through rewards, encouraging voluntary participation rather than enforcing dietary restrictions. Ultimately, governance is about balance. The state uses laws to regulate areas of public concern, but it also employs education and economic incentives to guide behavior in the private sphere. While individuals may insist that their dietary choices are their own, the state has already shaped those choices long before food reaches the market. So, is it right for the state to be concerned about what we eat and drink? The real question is, how could it not be? Neglecting public health would be a failure of governance, and addressing it does not necessarily mean violating individual freedoms. There is a middle ground, and finding it is the key to ensuring both public well-being and personal autonomy. So, do you think the state has any business regulating our diet? Leave a comment, we'd like to hear from you. Thanks for watching.